Hey everybody, this is James Yeager with Tactical Response, and today I'm going to interview my new friend Brandon Bond of All or Nothing Tattoo down in Atlanta, Georgia. He's a wild ass, he's crazy, all kinds of stuff will fly out of his mouth. You're going to have a lot of fun with this guy, he's a good time. But check out All or Nothing Tattoo. They've got some YouTube videos and stuff like that he's going to start putting some new ones up here real soon. But check him out on YouTube, check out their website, look him up online. He's a pretty famous guy in the tattoo community. He's been in a lot of magazines, he's had some movies and stuff like that. He tattoos very famous people, rappers and football players and sports people and all kinds of stuff. So this is going to be a real interesting interview. Pay attention. So Brandon, why are you here in Camden, Tennessee?
Well, my brother-in-law does a gun podcast called Talking Lead, and you were on that, which I watched, which was the first one I had actually seen. No offense, Talking Lead. I'm a busy guy. And I'm like, that's that fucking crazy guy up there that like threatened to kill everybody? Does he wear like 10 aluminum hats? Or, what the fuck? I gotta check this out. And so he's like, yeah, we're going to a fighting pistol class. You wanna come? And I'm like, does Howdy Doody have wooden balls? Yeah, I wanna come. Totally. So it just worked out that the schedule, you know, stars aligned, and here the fuck I am in Camden.
So you finished the class yesterday. So what do you think?
Man, like so much shit. Like honestly, if you haven't done the class, do the class. It's, you know, it's not about wearing 10 hats and being afraid of black helicopters. I promise. It's a life-changing experience, and I don't use that term lightly. I think I'm leaving Camden looking at everything about aspects of my life that I never even considered had anything to do with any of this bullshit that are different now. And that is priceless. It would take 10 YouTube videos for me to explain. As far as just technical proficiency with firearms, of course, I think that goes without saying. I'm a different shooter than I was in only 2 days, which is really saying something. However, I think more than that, it's the whole mindset, the way that I look at carrying a gun, the way that, and I've carried a gun for 20 years, you know, but every day I sleep with a gun on. I admit that, I don't give a fuck, you know. Safety first, kids. So, and my girl hates it. Sorry, baby. She's like, fuck, that thing keeps kicking me. But the truth is, you know, just simply owning firearms and carrying firearms is the first step of a lot of steps.
Right.
And if you don't train with your weapons, you might as well not have them. They're gonna get you killed is what's gonna happen.
And that's a good point. It's the first step for many steps, because if like I know guys that have a huge gun collection that think they can shoot. They think
Right.
they think they can. They really can't. And I could just imagine somewhere there's a dude with a shitload of guitars.
Yeah.
That thinks he can play a guitar, but his friends won't come over and listen anymore, right?
Yeah.
And he won't take a lesson because he already knows how.
He knows everything.
Well, I mean, you can play Smoke in the Water. Fuck it, you're done. You know, I mean,
It's funny you said that. That's the first song I remember.
that's the first song that that's the first song that everybody learned.
Totally.
But it's just funny the people that don't see the purchase and ownership of the firearm as the first step in a long path, and of course people with a martial philosophy, using tools as safety devices or life-saving devices. Of course they see that, but a lot of people just don't.
Well, and I've done other training, and some of it is, at this point, in retrospect, is hilarious. The things that I've actually paid good money for someone to teach me what not to do, which I guess is valuable too. But by telling me, do this, and then I realized that's absurd, you know, not to do that. The thing is, you have to just get out there and experience it. You're not going to become more proficient as an internet commando or simply by buying and acquiring numerous firearms and ammunition. If anything, that just makes you a target. You're the one with the gun. You're the first one that's going to drop. And, you know, without trying to sound too hardcore, because I don't want black helicopters coming after me, okay? I'm not affiliated with Tactical Response. This is my company. We're good people. We're Americans. We're not killing anybody. Trying to save people. I had to say it, dude. It's fucking James Yeager, come on. Ah! And that was, honestly, you know, I deal with a lot of celebrities and a lot of crazy, weird people, a lot of great people, a lot of amazing people, a lot of insane people, drug dealers, judges, politicians, rappers, athletes in my life, and I always go into it kind of apprehensive just because I don't know what I'm going to get. And with this guy, come on. I'm driving up here, I'm like, I'm driving my girl's car just in case they run the plates on me. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, this guy's in trouble. Turns out it was an exceptional weekend, and if you haven't done it, do it. And there's no way to experience it without doing it. I mean, there's no way for me to convey it. Well, you just have to get off your ass and come up here.
Well, so what people say all the time is, I've got I got hundreds of YouTube videos, and they go, man, I watched, all the videos, or I watched most of your videos, but man, still here in person, getting corrected and tuned and all that. That makes you cannot get all that off video, and that's what I try to express to folks all the time is that you can watch all the DVDs you want, and you can go out and try to mimic the stuff, but unless you are under the tutelage of a professional instructor, you're really not getting as much as you think you're getting out of watching a video. And trust me, I make a lot of videos. I'm a video guy, but it's not the true path.
You can get a lot from videos, but and I'll be honest, I did not watch many of your videos.
Right.
I saw the crazy ones and the ones.
And you said I got a party with
I'm
that
like,
guy.
This guy wants to duel people off the fucking internet. We get a lot of haters too, see, and I ignore it. I just because we're very opposite of that. We're like, everything's cool. We'll take the high road. We love everyone, And
yeah,
James Yeager's like, fly to my house. Let's shoot each other. I love that though. I'm like, I gotta meet this fucking guy.
But here's the thing. With honorable men do not talk to each other like that. And honorable men, the high road is a duel. It's just a different philosophical outlook. But if we look at the history of America, and especially in the South, have you ever wondered why whenever you watch a cartoon or something and people are making fun of duels, the dude slapping the dude with a glove always says, "I'll challenge you to a duel, son." Why he always has a Southern accent? There's a reason why.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that is, and it is part of our culture, and it is part of the aristocrats' culture.
Wow. Yeah, see all this crazy shit, but it's awesome, and I had to get more. I was like, fuck it, I'm up there. I'll be there in 3 hours, 4 hours, however long it is.
It's a 6 hour trip. He got here in 4.
Yeah, I was flying and mostly sober, joking. But the actual class itself was a lot more than I expected it to be. All joking aside, with all the 10 hats and the dueling, and I do respect your point on that. I do not want to duel anybody, so don't even challenge me because I'll just be like, fuck you, I'm rich. I don't care. But what my point is, and that sounded bad, but the class itself was, it was physically draining. I didn't respect it when I came into it. I came into it with a different approach than I'm leaving it.
Like a lot of folks think they're
proof.
A lot of folks.
I got an IV.
Yeah, because he wasn't drinking. Wasn't drinking enough water. How about that? But a lot of people come into a training event thinking it's just another day, a leisurely day at the range, and it's not. We're here to work. We got stuff to do. There are timelines. There are critical things that we have to teach you within this shorter period of time. And so you're actually, it's busy. I mean, you're not like lifting weights or running or anything like that, but it's busy. So the pace, the op tempo is high. The pace is fast. But okay, enough about the class. So tell us about All or Nothing Tattoo. History, just a brief history of you and the business and what you do and all that. I mean, you've kind of alluded to some of it now, but
I would love to.
Yeah.
My name's Brandon Bond. I own All or Nothing Tattoo in Atlanta, Georgia. We're in the northwest part of Atlanta. We provide shuttle service daily from the airport. At least half of our clients fly in because you can get a direct flight to Atlanta from anywhere. We provide all of it. Rides to the hotel, to the shop, for everybody, not just our famous clients. If you just want to come get a shitty little tattoo, fuck it. But if you want something big and elaborate, that's really what we specialize in.
Would it be a shitty little tattoo or a high quality little?
We'll give you what you ask for, And sometimes people do want, they're like, my kid drew this, and we'll tell them, okay, it's good. You want it to look exactly like that, or do you want us to clean it up and make it? So, in a sense, yes. If you want a shitty little tattoo, we'll give you one, and we'll charge you for it. But the ride is free. But we've we opened almost 10 years ago. I've been tattooing for 20. I tattooed all over the country, and again, kind of like the training, I learned a lot of what not to do by working in tattoo studios all across America. Kind of made a list of what I wanted it to be when we opened ours. And we have an amazing staff. All the guys that work for us are famous, insanely good, talented badasses in their own right. A lot of egos, but in a good way. Confidence is important in tattooing, much like it is in training and proficiency with firearms. You have to be on your game, and you have to know what you're doing when you're going in. And that's what we do. We're one of the best, if not the best, studios in the world. We've won more awards than any other studio in the history of tattooing, just because we tour constantly. Like, we've got guys in Germany this weekend while I'm here. We've got guys in Scandinavia. We spread out like a virus and just tattoo all over the world, simultaneously teaching seminars and things like that. And we have a good time. We're very family oriented, and don't let the gun thing scare you. I'm Southern, you know. I grew up, I was shooting with my father before I knew what a cuss word was. You know, 22s, but you know.
It counts.
Yeah, fucking A, it counts. And thanks, Dad. Love you, Pops. But, you know, for me, the fact that I have survived this long, you don't see that many old tattoo artists. I don't know if you've noticed that. Anybody that's tattooed over 20 years, I don't care how good they are, I respect them because they are a survivor. It's a crazy industry, and it was a lot crazier when I came into it. When we started, it was barely at the beginning of even wearing gloves. We talked about that when we did the IV that I got. Thanks, James Yeager. But things have changed a lot. It used to be run by bikers and drug dealers and drug deals in the back of the shop, and now tattooing it's been taken over by the art school kids. I was kind of in between the two, so I kind of took a lot from the old school and applied it to the new kids and instilled that in them, and they hate me for it, but I do it every day and make them enjoy that and appreciate that, but at the same time flourish in the modern art world. And there's a real renaissance happening in tattooing. If you're not familiar with it, check out allornothingtattoo.com and just start clicking on stuff. You'll enjoy it. There's
some awesome photos of some awesome tattoos.
Thanks, man. I need to get this guy in there.
Yeah,
somebody out there knows who we are. Tell him, because he didn't know.
He didn't know who I was, so we're even.
Yeah, we're even.
You know, he's a big deal in the tattoo, and I'm a big deal in the gun world. But
for sure.
Cool. Well, anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say to my YouTube people?
Well, I cannot stress enough that this class was awesome. It's, you know, he said something in the class that really caught my attention, and he began the class and he ended it with it, and it was, he thanked everybody in the class for their time, not their money, because time is more important than money. And that's the one thing I don't have is time, and I came up here, I'm here an extra day just to hang out. Like, it's that fucking awesome here. Come to Camden, do your training, don't carry a gun without a holster, not knowing what to do with it, thinking that you're...
You can get that off my YouTube video.
Yeah.
You can learn that much off my YouTube video.
I'm agreeing with it because the tattoo community is terrible about that. Everybody's got a gun, and they come to my ranch and they want to shoot their guns, and they get them out and they're waving them around and whoa, 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 you know? People train with your guns. If you're going to carry them or even own them, train with them. And here's the guy to come see.
Yeah, I was going to say, people think training is when they go by themselves out to the range.
And
that's practice. Practice is when you go and perform the things you were trained. If you've not had training, you're really what are you practicing? Okay, so we can get off on that tangent somewhere else.
And drink water while you're here. Tennessee is hot.
A lot of electrolytes and
I almost died.
Electrolyte replacement. It's probably not good for business if you point multiple times at an IV that you got taking a class when it was fucking like 60 degrees and he fucking dehydrated.
Hey, I'm an air conditioned, smooth handed, like jelly man.
All right.
It was good.
All right.
Thank you.
So parting thought. Anything you want to say?
If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
This is James Yeager for Tactical Response. Your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.